Harley Davidson is one of the most iconic names in motorcycle manufacturing industry's history, and with the spirit of keep calm and ride the dream, they have now been around for more than a century. So let's revisit the story of Harley Davidson. Hello everyone, you're watching Curious Businessman channel, and in this video, we will go through the incredible journey of the Harley Davidson, its origins and its story. But before we begin, we would like you guys to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell icon so you do not miss out on amazing and entertaining content. Harley Davidson was founded by William Harley, Arthur Davidson, William Davidson, and Walter Davidson. They built their first motorbike in 1903, and company was officially incorporated in 1907 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. William Harley served as the chief engineer and treasurer, Walter was the president, Arthur was first general sales manager and secretary, while William Davidson served as the works manager. In 1905, the Harleys placed their first small advertisement in the Automobile and Cycle Trade Journal in January that offered engines for people who wanted do-it-themselves type deals. By April of the same year, they started manufacturing complete motorcycles. A Harley-Davidson dealer named Carl H. Lang in Chicago sold 3 of the first 5 that were built in the shed behind the Davidson home. In the first year of production, company produced around 50 motorcycles. In 1907, company produced around 150 bikes. The target market in the area was the police department in 1908. Walter Davidson scored a 1,000 points at the 7th Annual Federation of American Motorcyclists Endurance and Reliability Contest. 3 days after the contest, Walter sets another FAM economy record at 188.234 miles per gallon. Perhaps impressed with these reliabilities, Detroit becomes the first city to buy Harley's motorcycle for police use. The very first Harley-Davidson police motorcycle was delivered to the Detroit Police Department in 1908. These motorcycles were of great help for law enforcement authorities in those times, as America only had 144 miles of paved roads. With the off-road prowess of Harleys and steady control, they provided a way to patrol rural USA. So much so that Harleys had to create a separate division for police authorities. In the very next year, 1909, the company made their first V-twin engine. It had displacement of 49.5 cubic inches and generated 7 horsepower. Harley's iconic bar and shield logo was introduced for the first time in 1910, which was trademarked a year later in 1911. A year later, in 1912, the company also started shipping motorcycles to Japan and made an accessories department and had 200 dealers in the USA. The same year, Harley-Davidson introduced their patented full floating seat, which was suspended by a coil spring inside the seat tube. The spring could be adjusted to suit the rider's weight, and more than 3 inches of adjustment was available. Harleys used these kind of seats until 1958. Later, in 1913, a racing club was made, and the company was already pulling ahead of competitors like Indian, and Harleys dominated motorcycle racing. By 1914, production swelled to 16,284 machines. World War I. In 1917, the USA entered the war. The military demanded more motorcycles. Although Harleys were already used by the military, it was the first time they were customized according to military purpose. The military bought more than 20,000 motorcycles from Harleys. The Great Depression. Harley-Davidson's sales fell from 21,000 in 1929 to 3,703 in 1933. Despite this, Harley-Davidson unveiled a new lineup for 1934, which included a flathead engine and Art Deco styling. The company survived through the Great Depression by making new products like Cervicar, which was a 3-wheeler delivery vehicle that remained in production till 1973. World War II. Harleys was one of the only 2 American motorcycle brands to survive the Great Depression, with the other being Indian. As the war broke, Harleys again needed to provide the army with more motorcycles. So they shifted production, like most major manufacturing enterprises, to cater to war demands. Availability to civilians was only resumed after the war. Harley-Davidson, on the eve of World War II, was already supplying the army with a military-specific version of its 45 cubic inches, 740 cubic centimeters WL line called the WLA. The A stood for the Army. Harleys produced more than 90,000 motorcycles, many of them to be provided to Allies. Most of them were WLA and WLC. Under Lend-Lease program, Harleys provided an additional 30,000 bikes to the Soviet Union. After World War II, veterans returned to America and saw home in a different light. They wanted to create a counterculture, and Harleys became the face of it. However, Hollywood played a big role in their popularity because of the movies like The Wild One and Easy Rider. Featuring Harleys made them an icon of freedom and altitude. Between 1945 to 1970, the number of registered motorcycles jumped from 198,000 to 2.8 million. Now, Harleys were selling more than motorcycles. They were selling a lifestyle with jackets, vests, and t-shirts. They even made their own club called Harley Owners Group, which in the 1980s had more than 90,000 members. Harleys prospered, posting ever-increasing profits, with the core customer base being baby boomers. The company went public in 1986, while continuously growing, even when it entered the new millennium. In 2006, with its core customers reaching middle age, the company reached its peak with 260,000 bikes sold in America and posted a profit of $1 billion. After the recession of 2008, the company hasn't fully recovered yet, as its core customers are aging, and they have failed to win the absolute devotion of younger generations as they previously enjoyed. It is only for time to tell what it holds for this icon of the biking industry. Before we end this video, we would like you to check out our other video on compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world. Thanks for watching this video on the amazing journey of Harley Davidson. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more business-related content. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.